Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Salt Lake City. Video courtesy our drone this morning. It is game day, NCAA tournament time, as U of A takes on St. Mary's later today. 4:45 tip on CBS 5. Winner heads to the Sweet 16 in San Jose. Now on Friday, the Arizona Wildcats got a workout in. They have a very tough opponent later today in St. Mary's. But while it was a work day for the Wildcats, and we'll hear from Sean Miller in just a bit, it was an off day for the Wildcat fans here in Utah. And we tagged along as a few U of A students took it high in the mountains to experience snow, some for the very first time. Located 27 miles east of Salt Lake City, Donut Falls offers rugged terrain and breathtaking views. Moose are indigenous here, but on this day, Donut Falls is invaded by a curious pack of wildcats.
It's so beautiful up here. There's snow everywhere. I get to build a snowman. It's fantastic.
We're enjoying seeing greenery and seeing snow and everything.
Allie Angelo is a senior at U of A. She's also a member of the Wildcat Pep Band. It's an opportunity that allows her and her bandmates to see the country.
The best parts of my college experience is that we get to travel all over, have things that no other student can have.
I have been to California,
Las Vegas, Nevada,
Providence, Rhode Island,
And now Utah.
Honestly, it's probably been one of the most incredible experiences of my college years. I've had so many experiences because of band and getting to travel.
And everywhere we go is just an adventure, and we get to have fun with our friends and cheer on our Wildcats, which is so awesome.
So how many guys have actually ever lived in snow?
Never.
And these U of A students are not only savoring today's hike, but the team's hike to the Final Four.
I think the team is going to take it all the way, like Final Four and championship. I think it's time.
Do you guys have any stories from I don't know, when you were younger?
You mean this one time at band camp?
Maybe.
Well, this one time at band camp, we went to the Final Four!
Alrighty, Tim Ring back in Salt Lake City. NCAA tournament time is upon us. The Arizona Wildcats tip it all off tomorrow night at 6:50. Yeah! 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 Wait. Why are you not excited?
Oh, I'm very excited.
Look, I think there's a real good chance Arizona makes it to the Final Four in Glendale. They certainly will win this game tonight. I don't see an upset in the cards. They were bigger and they were better. I will say I was pretty impressed with North Dakota. They were pretty good for a 15 seed. Meantime, where there are Wildcat basketball players, there are Wildcat fans, and they were already out in full force for the team's workout on Wednesday.
Oh my God, it's been 20 years. I graduated in 1997. I am ready for this. Very, very ready.
Stephanie Pang is a member of the Arizona Baycats, a Northern California Wildcat support crew founded nearly 40 years ago.
The call went out for all the fans to assemble, and I had just moved to the Bay Area in '78 myself, so I've been at this now for, soon to be 40 years.
The Bay Area happens to be one of our largest populations outside of Arizona, so to be here in their backyard is wonderful.
And a few Baycats already making their presence felt at today's shoot-around, but the big event, a pregame party tomorrow here at 5 Points Bar and Grill, right near the arena.
It's going to be wonderful. We'll have the band and the cheer and the palm line, and of course Wilbur.
All the fans will be there. Wilbur will be there, and all the Alumni Association fans. So it'll be a big party on Thursday.
We are always ready to bear down.
We love doing the Sweet 16 parties.
Wilbur and the cheer squad have showed up, everybody.
We have the best fans in the United States, and we travel really well, so we always get a crowd this big anywhere we go.
All right, there you go. I told you they are fired up. That party hosted by the group called the Baycats. It's an alumni association based here in Northern California. I tell you what, shocking, frustrating, mind-blowing, use any adjective you want, but U of A's season as a 2 seed comes to an end. Last night in the Sweet 16, All right, Timmering back at GCU Arena. Finishing touches going on here tonight in preparation for tomorrow's college three-point shootout and slam dunk contest. Some of the best female shooters in the country taking a picture there. Some of the best men's shooters in the country. Down on the other end, there's Matt Jones right there from Duke. He's one of the better marksmen in all the country. Torian Graham from ASU, by the way, is in this thing. He's ready to represent. You know, Torian, people ask what your strategy is. I don't think there's any strategy in a three-point shootout, but just to make as many as you can, right?
Yes,
what do you know about making three-pointers, Chris?
That Torian knockdown shooter.
Now, earlier the media had that three-point shootout. Did you see the elderly, heavy-set man shooting threes down there?
Knocking them all down?
Knocking them all down.
Yeah,
Did you see that
I did,
guy?
yeah.
Now, I will offer my coaching services between now and tomorrow night, Dwayne.
I might need some.
There you go. That's right. Well, you know what? Just concentrate on the form, okay? Get that ball out of the rack, let it fly. Simple as that. All right, good luck tomorrow night. Dwayne Russell, GCU point guard, going to compete in the three-point shootout. The teams have arrived in North Carolina, their 20th Final Four appearance. Roy Williams' team, the pick by many to cut down the nets Monday night.
It never gets old. I hope I've got some more, but each one is really unique in itself, and I'm just as excited right now as I was every one of them. I really believe that.
Now, if you're a North Carolina alum, you are thrilled, of course, your team is back in the Final Four. If you're a Carolina alum who lives here in the Valley, get ready for a long, busy, emotional weekend.
I'm beyond excited.
Scott Williams is like every other North Carolina alum living in the Valley. Fired up, the Heels are here for the Final Four.
Now that they're here for the first time playing for a national championship in the Final Four, it's a dream come true scenario.
But Williams is not just an alum. He's a former Tar Heel All-American who starred under Dean Smith from 1986 to 1990.
The Carolina family, you talk about it as something real intangible. James Worthy is an all-star for the Los Angeles Lakers. Sees me walking through the crowd in a Laker game while Pat Riley's drawing up a play and turns around, turns and looks at me and goes, "Hey, Tar Heel!"
And the Tar Heel Brotherhood is strong and notable. From Michael Jordan to Vince Carter, James Worthy to Tyler Hansbrough, Carolina's star power has generated an NCAA record 20 Final Four appearances.
We don't have those periods where we, wouldn't go 15 and 15 or gosh, we've had 10 and 20. The beat goes on at Carolina. It's a culture.
Williams had a decorated basketball life. A USA Today first-team high school All-American, 3 championships with Jordan's Bulls, 15 years total in the NBA. But it's his time as a Tar Heel that holds a definitive place in his heart.
It's the best part of the story because it's where I went from being a young kid to becoming a man.
All right, Timmering back live at GCU Arena. The eyes of the college basketball world are on Phoenix tonight. Some of the best three-point shooters and slam dunkers in all of college basketball on hand. All right, Timmering back in Glendale, Final Four Eve. What an amazing display of pageantry today as all 4 teams took the practice court and the fans came out to check them out. Let's talk about the Carolina Tar Heels now. This is a team that's been at the Final Four now 20 times, a program that is really almost unparalleled in college basketball. In the men's Final Four as they get set to go here in 2017 with 4 teams, 3 nobody really thought could make it here judging by past success, and 1 team who's been here quite a bit.
There is no doubt the Valley has Final Four fever, so we're going to give you a look back at the first ever Final Four game.
Our Tim Ring takes us back in time. Check it out.
1939, FDR ruled the White House. Gone with the Wind ruled the box office, and the NCAA, for the first time, hosted a college basketball postseason tournament. Prior to 39 and even years following, it was the NIT at Madison Square Garden that attracted college basketball's best teams. But by the late 30s, the NCAA wanted their own tournament and their own champion. And in 1939, the curtain drew on what was dubbed the NCAA tournament. The event featured only 8 teams and was held at Patton Gymnasium on the campus of Northwestern. Demolished only a year later, Patton Gymnasium sat a grand total of 1,000 people. The inaugural tournament field, Villanova, Brown, Ohio State, Wake Forest, Oregon, Texas, Oklahoma, and Utah State. TV coverage, non-existent, although just a few months later, NBC Sports would televise the first ever Major League Baseball game and the first ever college football game. And meantime, back at Patton Gymnasium, Oregon, Ohio State, Villanova, and Oklahoma would each win one game to advance to the first ever Final Four. The tournament took 10 days, and on March 27th, 1939, Oregon and its towering lineup known as the Tall Furs defeated Ohio State 46-33 to win the first ever NCAA tournament championship. Oregon coach Howard Hobson and star Laddie Gale would end up in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and the game's leading scorer, John Dick, would go on to become the captain of the USS Saratoga and ultimately an admiral in the United States Navy. 1939, a springtime tradition was born. 1939, the year the madness all began.
And there is a special fan that has kind of made it his life work to be here at all these Final Fours, or at least to be part of the tournament.
Yes, for one man, this is a dream come true. We want to introduce you to Greg Ross. Since 1986, he has gone to 32 straight NCAA tournaments, but only rounds 1 and 2. He's never actually made it to the Final Four. Well, now he can cross that off his bucket list. It's all thanks to our sports director, Tim Ring. He heard about his story in Salt Lake City, and Tim decided to help him out. Greg flew from Montana into Phoenix last night, and he actually met with Tim today.
I've been doing this for a long time, never made it to the Final Four, kind of gave up on it just because of the prices and just, all the hubbub and stuff, and where I live, which is Montana. And so here I am, I made it, and it was CBS that did it for me. I appreciate that, but it means everything. Plus it's the Zags, they're like less than 3 hours drive from my home, and we're rooting hard for them.
And we should say that Tim didn't really want any recognition for helping him out. We're so glad that Greg was able to make it here. But Tim was in the video. We tried to help keep your secret, Tim. Sorry.
Welcome to the CBS Sports Television compound. This is the Nerve Center. This is where it all goes down Final Four weekend. We've got an all-access pass. We're going to take a look at how CBS Sports pulls off one of the greatest sporting weekends of the year. All right, we're in the QC truck, quality control. This right here, this is Patty Powers. She runs the entire operation for CBS. Impressive, Patty. I tell you, you guys are the best at what you do, but what impresses you even to this day about what you have here?
Just the magnitude of this event. It grows every year. We have 9 trucks this year, several hundred people on site. We've been here since last week.
We've gone from, half arenas at the Final Four to these full, enormous domes. So that's a huge change.
We have, between the pregame and game, over 50 cameras this year. Countless personnel.
All right, here's something I'm really excited about. Take a look right here. It doesn't look all that impressive technologically. This is where they make the most famous sports video in history. One shining moment. It all happens right here.
It's a passion project for the entire production team. So there might be one lead producer, one lead editor, and several BAs or PAs working on it. So a core of about 5 people. What makes it a great weekend is this truck that you see here, making sure that we've captured all the shots and the moments and the emotion, and walking away and thinking, gosh, we didn't leave anything on the floor.
You know what, Chris, there's no doubt about it. I mean, the one word that I keep thinking about here is spectacular. What a spectacular scene in that arena behind me tonight. A spectacular day of basketball and a spectacular show put on by the Valley and all the fans who came out to support. And you're right, 77,000 strong in here today. Over 7,000 more people in the stadium today than were there for Super Bowl 49, the Patriots and the Seahawks. How about that? As for the games, pretty good too. North Carolina survives 4 missed free throws in the final 5 seconds to hang on to beat Oregon by 1, 77-76. Charles Barkley and Magic Johnson, honorary coaches, headlining some high-wattage star power at Chaparral High. Bobby Hurley, Desmond Howard, Kurt Warner, and Dan Marley, with Hurley showing he can still serve him up to the likes of high-flying internet sensation Doug Anderson.
The one thing I can do is throw a lob, and that I haven't lost that.
What was it like to get alley-oops from the great Bobby Hurley?
Oh, it was amazing. He's a great passer, too. So as soon as he threw it, I knew exactly where it was going to go.
Hurley could still fill it up himself, and Thunder Dan still had the range. But Barkley's coaching called into question. Bobby, what'd you think of Barkley's rotations today? I got to tell you,
Yeah, I mean, I thought that I played my way into finishing the game in the last minute, so that'd be the only thing. That was a questionable substitution.
Listen, you never complain when you get to a W. So, you know, listen, it's the way it is. When we win, it's great coaching. When we lose, it's the players. So, the great coaching today.
Especially today.
Especially today.
It'll be interesting to see how the national championship game draws with many Oregon and South Carolina fans heading back home after their teams were defeated. But nonetheless, we are going to see a great game tonight. And I can almost guarantee that because I don't think either team is capable of getting played off the floor. They're both that good. Gonzaga, North Carolina, 2 #1 seeds. They have 2 great big men. They have great backcourts. Well, 2 great teams, but hardly a Picasso tonight in the 2017 National Championship game. The officials taking a beating on social media, but North Carolina makes the play, 71-65 the final. It was a good old-fashioned rock fight, right? Carolina scrapped this one out in front of 70,000 plus. All right, so Carolina, after falling to Villanova on a heartbreaking shot in last year's national championship game, they get that redemption. They win their 6th national title, 71-65. Gonzaga's great season comes to an end tonight here in Glendale. Reporting live at the Final Four, Tim Ring, 3TV Sports.
And to have it all play out here, how awesome.